Hey there everybody, thanks for pressing play. In this video we're looking at this car here, 2018 Honda Civic, and this is a Smart Plus and this is a diesel version. This car actually we know it really well, so it was actually belonging to a relative of the family that owned the garage here, so it has one owner from new and it's got a full Honda service history as well. In this video I want to show you around the features on the outside of the car and the inside, and we'll go for a drive as well. If you're somebody in Ireland looking to buy a car like this, then by the end of the video you'll have a good understanding of what's involved in terms of features on the Smart Plus diesel specification. So what we'll do is we'll start off by having a look around some of the features I like on the outside of the car. I think this car is really going to suit somebody that has an awful lot of mileage to do over the next few years. It's getting much harder to get good second-hand diesel cars because obviously they've become less common brand new, and there's still lots of people out there that need a diesel car because of the level of mileage that they do, and especially considering fuel prices as well. The colour on this car then is a rally red. Rally red was that kind of halo colour, so whenever you looked at the brochures when this car came out brand new, it was always in red. Really smart looking colour, but one thing that we always change on these lately, so they come with chrome, and if you look at most Civics they'll have a little chrome section in diesel around there. It doesn't work for me because the rest of the car is so much black all the way around it, and then you have this chrome that stands out. So we got rid of the chrome and now everything on the car is either black or red, so it really comes together well. These are a super aggressive looking car, so I suppose yeah, if you're somebody who wants to do like a lot of mileage and stuff, yes. But if you're somebody that also wants a car that looks a little bit different than everything else on the road, something that stands out, then this is definitely something worth considering. These are a super cool looking car. The Smart Plus model then will have front fog lights up here, it'll have parking sensors on the front. I love the black nose, the black grills, and they complement those really nice diamond cut black wheels. Diamond cut meaning, see the way they're really shiny and reflective and stuff like that, they're in excellent condition. And in terms of the lighting on these cars, I love the way when you're driving behind them, you see this here, sometimes from the side you can see this little side marker. I think it looks really nice. But when you're driving behind them at night time, then they have these very distinctive LED lights either side. So if you look along here, this has a nice LED. Can't see it as much during the day like this, but it makes it super distinctive at night time. When you come up behind one of these, you have the two C's either side. It kind of reminds you of the Civic, and then you have two little reflectors here, so they're a very distinctive looking car when you're driving behind them at night time. There's parking sensors on the rear, there's also a camera, we'll see that in a minute. It's got privacy glass in the rear, which is nice and dark, quite practical, looks cool as well. And then there's black along here, which matches all the black we saw in the rest of the car. A black spoiler, roof mounted spoiler, and air comes over the car, down through there and out through there in an aerodynamic fashion, but they look quite nice as well. The wheels in the car then are a 17-inch wheel. They actually fill the arches very well, but in terms of 17-inch wheel, it's not an unusual size, so tyre maintenance is pretty okay on a car like this. Functionality on the key then, lock and unlock obviously, as you'd imagine. When you lock the car, the lights turn off. When you unlock the car, the lights turn back on. And then the remote function also governs things like the windows, and also then you can use that to lock the windows, bring them back up, and lock in those wing mirrors too. I always say it in the videos, we've had 4 Honda Civics at home, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, sorry, two things. There's alloy wheels that are getting put onto the car, I forgot they were there. So I am super fussy, super fussy. So there's a small curb mark, where is it? See these down here? Very common on Honda Civics, unfortunately. It's a really wide car. So I'm just that fussy, it annoys me. So rather than refurbing them, I actually put brand new wheels on them. But anyway, while you're there, there's a massive boot in the car. We have one of these at home. The reason we've one of these cars at home is for a buggy, so we wanted space. That's flexible, so people might think it's flimsy, but the idea is that you can put loads of stuff in there and it goes over it, and there's another parcel shelf up here for privacy. So really out of all the cars in this class, like, okay, I'm biased, but we actually bought this because it actually had a really big boot. And if you want, then you see the way the seats can split and they can go down really flat, so you can have a massive load area in the rear if you want. Fairly curious about space in the back of the car at 6 foot. This is the headroom I have, and this is actually the legroom I have if I was sitting behind myself as a passenger or as a driver. There will be 3 head restraints, there'll be isofix down here, there's a nice armrest in through here with some drinks holders, and it's quite dark in the back because of the window tint that's there, which is, unless you have kids actually, or until you have kids, or if you do or don't, it really makes a difference. So like, tinted windows look nice, but they actually do shield kind of sun coming in on top. And then everything's black as well, so black kind of roof line like that. It's usually what you see in a sporty car. Interior is really nice. This person that had the car before, she would have spent a lot of time in the car by herself, so the car's had a very easy life back here. In terms of the doors then, there is tweeters here, there's brushed aluminium here, there's a speaker down here, so every door has 2 speakers actually. Electrics for windows and child locks for doors and all that kind of stuff as well in through here. And then this is dark material, whereas this is a plastic over here. The material on the front seats is the exact same as what we see in the back, so it's dark wearing kind of nylon. This is a height adjustable seat. There's lumbar support for your lower back, and then that's a rake reach steering, so it goes in and out as well as up and down. And the materials on these door cards up front have the same material as we saw: black, dark cloth and also brushed aluminium along here, and this one then has controls for electrics, for windows and mirrors. There's nice aluminium pedals down there which are quite nice to use, and when you're sitting in the car this is the view that you're going to see in front of you, so we'll see that when we go for a drive. Over here there's lots of controls for cruise control and lane keep assist. So cruise control, it actually follows the car in front. If they slow down, you slow down, and the other thing as well is lane keep assist, which basically tries to keep the car dead center on the road. But there's also a lane departure warning, so if you drift out of the lane it'll also warn you you've drifted out of your lane. The good thing is on these kind of cars you can actually turn them off. On new cars they're on the whole time. Can be a bit annoying. Wipers will be fully automated, lights will be fully automated. So yeah, daytime, nighttime, but they also dip when you meet traffic as well. In through here then controls for Bluetooth and audio, and this is a trip information display, average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel is left in the car. It's even got things like a speed sign recognition function, so up here tells you what the current speed zone is, and if you want you can limit the speed, so once you go into an area it'll actually slow the car down to respect the speed limit. So we saw there was parking sensors, there's also a big reverse camera in through the center here as well, and the radio is a big screen touch and swipe kind of setup, so it's got things like navigation, which is Garmin, but you can have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which most people are going to use for things like Google Maps and Spotify and Audible and all that kind of stuff. Climate in through here, again touch and swipe up through the centre, but you have manual controls with different temperatures on each side of the car. There's a drinks holder here, there is an automatic handbrake here, there's an eco function to reduce how aggressive cruise control and air conditioner and throttle response is to save fuel. There is USB connector here, and also down in here there's another USB connector and HDMI if you want to play video, and a 12 volt outlet. Yes, it's a little bit awkward where it is, but you can leave your device here, and then there's a little hole in there that you can plug and the wires come down into there, so a little bit of routing, but it works out pretty well once you're set up. Driving one of these cars, it's really punchy. So the engine is actually 120 horsepower, but it's got 300 newton meters of torque. To put that into perspective, like this used to be a 2.2 diesel with 340 newton meters of torque, and it feels really safe on the road. I always say it on these videos, it's a really wide feeling car, so it kind of gives you that kind of sure-foot feeling, and the gearbox is really nice. Read any review on a Honda Civic, everyone always says the gearbox is really, really nice to use. And everything in the cabin is straightforward now. I suppose I've become used to them, so I find everything pretty easy. For this medium segment, it's just a good, economical, nice to drive, nicely equipped cruising car that's going to devour mileage. So anyway, there you have it. If there's any information you want on this car, Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. Call, text, WhatsApp if you want information about trading in a car, scrapping a car, finance, or the car itself. Like we were saying, if you want a car that's going to chew up a lot of mileage in a reliable, economical fashion, but something that's a little bit different and something that's well equipped, then this is definitely worth considering. Anyway, thanks a million for watching.